Okay, so a lot of things were happening in this episode, and I like keeping my reviews short and concise. So forgive me if I miss any important details. So I would like to start with the king, Meruem. So you have Meruem standing there on the pavement or balcony with Netero and Zeno, and Meruem has been shown to be a very good strategist because he can pick up a book, learn about any board game, and beat the world champion in a matter of like in a few games, right? So he's a very good strategist. So he understands that these people want to keep like minimum human casualties, and they also want to separate him from the royal guard. But as you can tell, even knowing this doesn't phase him, because he told Netero and Zeno that it doesn't matter, like just get on with it, proceed. And he's backing his enemies. You know how powerful you have to be or confident to back your enemies. Even in the known universe, someone like Hisoka will never turn his back on an enemy like Gon or Killua, regardless of him being stronger. But the thing is, the king is so powerful that nothing, like, they don't threaten him at all. And you can see from Netero's face that he actually said like this guy is frightening. So basically he's even scared, like Netero is scared. And Netero is like one of the strongest, if not the strongest characters in the series, well, right now, you understand? So yeah, the king being cheeky as always, he wasn't even phased when Zeno released the huge dragon. And it's kind of funny because you would expect aura to mean life force, right? And if aura is life force, you would expect older people who are closer to dying than the younger ones who have like little aura. But no, this dude brings like a hurricane of aura. Like this dragon thing comes out so huge, and he doesn't even like act like weak or anything. It's like, yeah, I do this every day, it's not. Well, he made dragons rain on the palace, so I guess like he has a lot of aura in his at his disposal. So yeah, that's something that I found pretty interesting. And Meruem was like, he made sure to keep his aura like neutral. Just in my opinion, they said it could be out of respect, but I think it's out of fear, and he didn't want to like really give the king a reason to attack right there. And then they shift on to the next scene with Gon and Killua. Now, Gon said, "Let's go," and then the narrator goes into this mode. Is like, okay, what is going what is going through Killua's head? Killua wants to ask a question, but he's afraid of like losing Gon by asking that question. Now, my question is, what is that question? Because I think the question is like, Gon said, "Let's go," but clearly he doesn't mean let's go like Killua, come with me. He's just saying that let's go because as far as Gon is concerned, his business is with Pitou, and he's so covered by hatred and like vengeance. Like all he can think about is like settling the score with Pitou. He doesn't really care about Killua like tagging along or anything. He just wants to do it himself. And Killua, being his friend, is seeing Gon descend to this darkness. It hurts him, and it's like, yeah, you don't really have to do this alone. We're friends. That's what I think. We're friends. Like, we're in this together, like Kite was something to both of us. Although I guess he means a lot more to Gon, considering like Gon has known him for a little bit longer. But seeing your friend like that way, it's something that's kind of troubling. And he didn't want to say anything because he understands that although this is how Gon is addressing it right now, it's because Gon is so pissed off and he can't really think straight. You get? And then they shift on to this scene with Flutter, like this squid dude in the carcass of Flutter, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And you can tell Flutter just blew his cover because he called the lion dude, the late lion dude, Hagia-sama, and he changed his name to Leo-sama, which is like Lion-sama, right? He changed his name to Leo-sama, and Flutter, as someone who knew that because Flutter was really close to Leo, and although Cheeto was so stupid and dumb, he didn't realize anything wrong with it. He bought the whole rules. But Wolfing and the dude standing close to the other dude, I don't remember, Bravuda, I think, they were able to like detect like, yeah, something is off. This guy may not be who he says he is, because they both said it's like immediately, and like, Hagia-sama, that's weird. Hagia-sama, that's not right. So yeah, I think like Flutter blew his cover, and next episode we'll see what happens. And then there's Poof. Poof, all as well, I've been thinking about him as this guy, this royal god who's freaking gay for the king. And honestly, he impressed me this episode. Like, this is the one time, this is the only thing this guard has done in the whole series that I found interesting. And it's actually not what he did, it's more about like his ability. And if you're an end user, you can appreciate, like, you can know like the importance of his ability, because he can read you before the fight begins. He can tell your state of mind, if you're afraid, if you're strong enough, if you know your personality, and like that's really really useful if you think about it. So I found that really impressive. But you can tell that he has no intentions whatsoever to fight the dude, what's his name? I can't remember it right now, but I know it. Meruem. He has no intention of fighting Meruem, because all he's thinking in his head is, how do I get out of here? And if you notice, he said it. He's like, is it really possible to trap me in one place? Let's find out. So whatever he's doing, he's probably planning on figuring out a way to escape. That's my own theory with that. And so we're gonna go to the last part of it, the episode, Shoot and Yuppie. Now Shoot has really developed, like, so far. Wow, this review is getting too long. Shoot has really developed so far. Like, you know, he came from the left, like, you know, that this cowardly state to who he is right now, and like, you know, regarding his life, just fighting for his team and giving it all his all. And the thing is, even though Yuppie is way stronger, the narrator said it, like, in terms of skill level, Shoot has him beat completely. That's why the fight is going so long, because Yuppie is like this great in strength, and then Shoot is like this good in terms of like battle experience, which is why the fight is dragging on so long. And after all is said and done, the only damage he could do to Yuppie was touch his eyes, and still one of his eyes, which is actually nothing, because this dude can bring eyes from anywhere. So that's really nothing, but it messes with Yuppie's psyche, because he was attacked before by an unknown. Like, he doesn't know, like, the punch Noko gave him, he doesn't understand what that was, and then his eye is missing, and you know, he's just fucked up in his head, because you can tell it clearly hurts him to think, because he's thinking about these things and he doesn't understand it, and it's frustrating for him, and he's like, oh God, you know. So yeah, and then right there and then, because of that little attack, although it didn't really do any damage whatsoever, it made Yuppie kind of worry for the king. It's like, these guys are dangerous, I can't let him get to the king. And then at the same minute, Shoot is saying, I want to keep this guy away from the king. So they both have the same objective, but they don't know about it. And then Noko at the other end, you know, he's seeing his friend in this kind of trouble, and he's like, wow, I can't handle this anymore, like, you know, can you hold on? And then after 10 seconds, the stuff goes up by a bit, and he realizes that, yo, this dude is so powerful, like, he has a lot of aura at his disposal, that before he would go bankrupt, Shoot would probably die. And you know, as the fight was going on, you could clearly see that Shoot was reaching his limit. He was in this trance war, like, you know, kind of like about proceeding to the afterlife. He was about to die, you know. And then, you know, Noko had to step in and everything. And I don't know, I thought like that was pretty cool. And if you really think about it, like, during this whole like rash decision to like interfere with the battle, like Noko, Yuppie flicked one of his tentacles, and just by that little flick, he cut the he returned the aura by half, like, basically. So if that means Noko has no chance whatsoever in a one-on-one battle. So it just got me thinking, like, you know, if they fight right now, there is really no chance of Noko winning. But you know, let's see how it goes. And that's it for my review, actually. And the episode overall, I really wasn't that impressed with it, because, you know, I don't know, it was okay. It wasn't a bad episode. I give it like a 3 out of 5, because I like Hunter x Hunter that much, and no matter what they do, I'll always like it. So yeah, that's it for my review. Oh yeah, there's just one more thing I've been wondering, like, Zeno. Why did Zeno not go with Netero? Does anyone know that? Like, you have a theory? Why did Zeno go with Netero? Was it the plan right off the start? Like, you know, Zeno should just help Netero separate the king from the royal guards. And since, you know, they are separated, like, Zeno's job is done, and, you know, he can go home, right? Like, you know, free. Because I would think, like, they'll have a better chance fighting a monster like the king, you know, 2-on-1. But, you know, that's just me. Let me know your theories, like, you know, what you think about it. Until next time, bye. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, whatever.